Welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about how to cut back a long stem on an African violet. So you can see with this plant here, just over time what happens, because African violets grow their new shoots from the center, from the crown in here, what actually happens is that as the older leaves die off and they're removed, you end up with quite a long stalk. Now this plant's a couple of years old now, and it's to a point where it needs to have its crown, its long stem cut back and then repotted. So we're going to do that today. So we just need to remove it from the pot. So we just squeeze the pot gently, take the plant out. Pot can go over there. Need to remove the soil from it, which will make it easier to find where the long stem starts. Now this is quite a healthy plant. If this plant had root rot or anything like that, we'd be cutting the stem back to a point where it'd be darker inside the stem down here, which would be a dead area of stem. So you'd cut that back to when you see a little bit of sort of green, whitish coloured stem. And that would be where the plant is still alive. So to cut it back, what you need to do is you cut it back the amount that's above the soil. So you can see here, you've got that, it's about a finger width that was sitting above the soil. So what we want to do is we want to cut a finger width down below off the end. So that would be approximately that area there. So you need quite a sharp scalpel blade, or firm cut, and that takes it off. So you end up with that amount. So what we also need to do is we need to trim back this hard bark area here, because you want roots to start coming out of it, because you're going to sit the plant lower in the pot. So with your scalpel blade, just give it a little scrape, and you can see when you scrape it, you get the green exposed. You don't need to press very firmly, but you just want to take that bark off around so that new roots can develop. I've got a little old stem there, so that can come off. We'll just, a little leaf there. We'll just do a bit of tidying up while we're at it. And that's it. So you can see now you've got a green area there so roots can come out. You've cut it back. That was the part that was above the pot. So we cut it back that same width underneath. And now we're good to pot it up. Now, I will use some new soil. African violets need to be repotted in new soil once a year. And the reason for that is because they're in a pot and the only nutrients they get is out of the soil that's in that pot. So if you don't repot it at least once a year, it'll use up all the nutrients in the pot, in the soil, and they just won't do very, very well at all. And you'll have plants that that won't flower, that aren't happy. So about once a year, it's good to do these sort of maintenance things with your plants. Pot it up. And you actually, when you repot it now, you repot it down to the base of the plant now, because you've got a new base. And you repot it down to the base. But make sure you keep the crown up, out of the soil, because you don't want to get crown rot. Press down firmly, but not too firmly, because you don't want to have the soil broken off a couple of leaves, doesn't matter. You don't want to have the soil too compacted around the roots. You want air to circulate around the roots. And that's it. And so you can see where it's sitting in the soil now. And that plant will recover very nicely. It'll start getting roots coming out of it. And it'll be a much happier, healthier plant now that we've gotten it down. Cut that long stem down. So I hope this video was helpful in working out what to do when you have that problem, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.